Hey everybody, I'm going to try this again. Tried a little earlier today and kept losing my connection here. Wanted to talk a little bit about all of the discussion around increasing minimum wage. And a lot of this, I think many people calling for this increase get really focused on the fact that, minimum wage is low, it's minimum. It varies greatly from state to state, aside from the federal level minimum wage, which is actually the flat lowest. But if you're in a state with a higher minimum wage, in that state you have to be paid that state's minimum wage. But I wanted to talk a little bit about this because a lot of people are really calling for this increase. And I don't think they realize what's involved when it's not just that $1 an hour or going all the way up to $15 an hour for that particular person. It's the man-hour cost in total, and the reason a lot of employers look at that and cringe a little bit or get a little bit scared is because that increases their overall costs. And to give you an example, at a business, when you're an employer and you have to pay wages out, you have what is called a man-hour cost, or a workforce hour cost, and that is the amount of that is actually wages. I'm going to read some of this here, and I hope this doesn't get too long. I'll try to keep it short. Wages times number of total employees working each hour, plus state and federal income taxes and FICA. A lot of people don't realize that what you pay in state and federal income taxes, the employer also has to match. That's on top of the wages that they're paying out. Usually that's anywhere from 17 to 20% more above and beyond your hourly rate. Plus, the employer has to pay out workers' compensation insurance, which is that they actually get billed at for every $100 of weekly payroll. It's not just per person, but however much your payroll is, every $100 of that you pay a percentage out on your work comp insurance for employers. Plus, they also have to pay unemployment insurance, which varies greatly by state. In general, unemployment insurance, and that's what, when you lose a job through no fault of your own in most states, you go to the unemployment office and you qualify for benefits. Employers actually pay for those benefits, and that's based in general on a percentage of the employer's weekly payroll through what they call an annual experience rating, or a certain amount of time. Meaning, if you're an employer who has a lot of people come and go from your establishment, your experience rating goes up, you pay more of a percentage of your payroll. So usually on lower wage jobs, minimum wage, you'll have a lot more turnover than higher wage jobs, so it can cost a lot more on unemployment insurance. That means, again, how many people have worked for your company apply for unemployment insurance? Plus, on top of that, you have the hourly operational basis calculated against your cost of goods and services. So whatever it costs you as an employer operationally to produce whatever product you make, whatever service you provide, all of that tags into how much it costs you to operate on an hourly basis. Also, think a little bit about the employers who are out there and with us that I'm going to read a little bit here. This is getting a little long, I know. But consider this too, when you're wanting to see an increase in minimum wage. There's actually a lot of legislation among states to increase it. Here where we are in Illinois, there's already bills that are out there that are in play to increase over a period of time from what it is now. Illinois is $8.25 an hour on minimum wage. They want to bring that up over a period of time to $15 an hour in the bill. There's also a bill that exists right now called Raise the Wage Act, proposed by it's sponsored by Senator Sanders, it's S 1242 from the 115th Congress section for Congress session, from 2017 to 2018, and that was introduced on May 25th of this year, 2017. Keep your eye on that one. But remember too, the huge majority of employers in our country, here in the U.S., are small businesses. 99.7% of U.S. employers are small businesses. 99.7% are small. 29.7 million employers in the U.S. are classified as small businesses, which are those who employ 500 or fewer employees. There are only, and I know these sound like big numbers, but there are only 18,500. And this is all back from, let me clarify, all this data is drawn from the Small Business Administration analysis completed back in 2010. It's about the most current information we have to work with. I'm sure it's grown a bit since then, 7 years later. But 18,500 businesses, only that many, employ more than 500 people. That means that our nation's employers, almost the majority of our nation's employers, support nearly all of our active workforce. I know those are large numbers. It's 29.7 million employers, businesses, supporting the majority of our entire workforce. It's, again, 99.7% are small businesses. So when these wages get increased, that means they have to increase their business model to accommodate the increase on everything they pay out. Whatever it costs them to do business has to match the cost of goods and services provided. Just keep that in mind. Start doing a little bit of math so that if you are a big proponent of the minimum wage increase, and for us and what we do, we rarely see anything at the minimum wage, so this doesn't impact us that much. We're a direct hire recruiting firm and an HR consulting firm. Most everything we do is well beyond and above, the things we work on beyond and above minimum wage. It's just that, and that's our model. But keep these things in mind. How does it impact you as a business owner for your business if your model is based on supporting and providing sales and services, goods, items, whatever it is you produce, based on a lower wage that you pay out versus being an employee of that type of company? And, is their business model going to support a bigger wage, or is it not? These are things to keep an eye on and consider as you watch all of this grow. Leave your comments, leave your ideas, your thoughts on how you think all of this may impact you, either as a worker, an employee, or a small business owner. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll put a few links to different things on this subject here in this video. Otherwise, I will talk to you again soon. Hope everybody has a great rest of your week.